Well, we've just arrived at Cow Green Reservoir in Teesdale. It is a spectacular day, absolutely stunning. Just look at that, absolutely stunning. So, you know what you need to do. Press pause, go and put the kettle on, make yourself a cuppa, stick your feet up on the settee, press play and enjoy this. It's going to be a good one. Hi. So it's a Monday the 30th of February. It is absolutely stunning. It's 4 degrees when I've left the van. But the blue sky, the sun's shining, it makes it feel so much more pleasant, and there's just a bare little breeze. It's not really bothering us at the moment. So we're just starting off the hike here. It's about 6 miles to where I need to be. No real climbing, so it shouldn't be too bad. But wait till you see where I'm going. Wow, it's a wow, it is a wow. But this view isn't so bad either. So already I'm freaking out over this little bottle of apple juice that I bought just to drink on the way, because like, is it meant to have that froth on like that? It's a bit, I don't know, I'm a bit worried about it. So, smells alright, but you know what I mean, it's got this like froth on it. Oh my god, apple juice. I don't know, I was getting a bit paranoid there, thinking it's fermenting and it's going to make us ill. I guess we'll see tonight. Bloody hope not. Actually, I was just thinking, fermented apple juice. Let me see, what is that? Cider. Worst things in life, isn't there? I've been here a few times in my life, but the power of water never fails to impress me. I just love it. There's something about water, isn't there? Especially moving water, fast white water. It's fantastic. And Teesdale is especially renowned for the waterfalls. Low force, high force. That was just, that one we just seen there was Cauldron Snout. But there's numerous other little falls about the place if you if you explore and you find them. So the red flag's flying, which is basically telling you to keep to the footpath. You won't be able to hear because of this wind noise, it's quite windy I guess. But I can hear tracked vehicles, so I'm guessing they're out playing with the tanks. I've got no intention of going off track. Sticks and stones may hurt, may break my bones, but bullets, that's a different matter, isn't it? I'm not arguing with bullets. Some walks are all about the journey, and the destination is, you know, irrelevant. This walk isn't one of those. This is all about the destination. The walk itself is kind of undulating through fell. It's all peat, bog, tuffety grass, and heather. You know, it's a moor. It's a grouse moor. So it's kind of nondescript. On a day like today with a gorgeous blue sky, it is still beautiful, but starkly beautiful, you know. It's not somewhere you want to be when the weather's bad at all. And it gets bad here. It's open, it's exposed. It's somewhere you want to avoid if the weather comes in. But like I say, it's all about the destination. And I think I'm about halfway now. And I've done this about 3 times in my life. First time was about, I don't know, 10 to 12 years ago. I camped Wildcamp with my wife actually when she was still up for doing that. She's not into that now, but she somehow she was, you know, she didn't know how bad it was. And she God bless her, she did it that first time. And the second time, a couple of years later, we did it again from a different angle, from a different direction. And she enjoyed it still because it came from another direction. And but that was the last time she ever went wild camping, probably about 8 to 10 years ago. And I remember we took our border collie we had at the time then, Moss. He enjoyed it, God I. And I've been back since, just for a walk with again with my wife and a friend, and we walked it just as a day walk. It's about 12 miles there and back. It's probably about 5 years since I've been, and I'm 5 years older. And I always went in the summertime or late summer. Never actually been in February, so it is a little bit taxing, I must admit. I'm feeling it on my back and my knees, and I don't know, I'm 5 years older, what can I say? So as you can see, it does get boggy here. Today is quite dry, to be honest with you. It can get way worse than this, so we're lucky. And that's where we're heading, which looks a bit foreboding at the moment. It looks a bit overcast, There's a cloud drop down. I hope it's not going to stay there. Hope it lifts and will keep some warmth from the sun. It definitely does raise the spirits. I don't know if the camera is picking up any of the noises that I'm hearing. But like I said, we're on the edge of MOD land, and I can hear what sounds like bombs going off, to be honest with you. Sounds a little bit like thunder, but obviously it sounds man-made. It's definitely the practice and warfare, I guess, which is a little bit worrying. But I guess that's what soldiers do. 40 years ago, when I was 16, 1982, I left school, and there wasn't any jobs whatsoever. It was Margaret Thatcher's Britain. It was over 3 million on the dole. You literally could not get a job. I walked the industrial estates, knocking on doors, cycled around trying to find a job. There just was nothing. In the end, I joined the army, and I signed up for the REME, the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, because it seemed like a career, you know. It was the only option there was. And I didn't go in because you had to sign up for 9 years, and I did. I signed up for 9 years, and I had the certificate to say that I was supposed to go in May 1983. And circumstances changed in my life. A new factory opened up where I lived, and I ended up getting a job in this factory. It wasn't a good job, it was rubbish. But you know, I was a young daft lad, 16-year-old. I wanted a motorbike, wanted to go out and explore the world, you know, on my motorbike, and drinking and partying and dancing and whatever. So I ended up writing and saying I'm not going in the army, and I didn't go in. I often look back and wonder, was it the right decision or not? And it was the right decision, because shortly after I met my wife, which is brilliant, and I'm still with her 35 years later. So, but you do wonder, you know, what kind of chap I would have turned out to be if I'd gone in there. The last time we were here, we swam down there, and it was beautiful. It was August, I think, and it was a gorgeous summer's day, and it was just, we needed to cool off. Not today. I'm not into this. I am into wild swimming, and I'm sure today it'll be very exhilarating. Probably do the power good. No, not happening. So I've had to put my gloves on. We've come over into Cumbria, and the further west we get, the colder it gets, and the sun has gone in, and it was 4 degrees when I set out, but now it's about 2, I'm guessing, and without the sun and with the wind licking up, it's pretty bitter, to be honest with you. It's only the fact that I'm walking is keeping me personally, my body warm. Nice new bridge here. Wonderful. So we're getting close now, and we're actually on one of the highest points of the Pennine Way. Over there, you can't see it, is Dufton Fell, and further on, just not very many miles from here, it's part of the Pennine Way, is Cross Fell. And Cross Fell isn't very much below Helvellyn in the Lake District. It's a lot higher than a lot of the peaks in the Lake District, believe it or not. Although you wouldn't normally think of it as a mountain, the Pennines, well, they're the backbone of Britain, of England, aren't they? They are the backbone. So they are high. And the temperature tells you that we are high. And it's overcast, like I say. But it's okay for now. It's alright, the wind's not too high, so I'm quite happy. For this past hour, the sound of mortar, gunfire, has been pretty constant. So I'm wondering if I'm going to get any sleep tonight. Where they're actually firing, where they're actually doing the exercises, it's probably at least 2 or 3 miles as the crow flies. I hope there's no stray bullets. But so it's quite a way where I'm sure we're safe here, but I think I'm going to hear it unless they do pack up for the night. But you know, war does not have, you know, an end time, does it? So they have to practice nighttime maneuvers as well. So I can quite well imagine we're going to hear this all night. Like I say, you probably can't hear because of the wind noise on the little camera here, but it's constant. It's not a nice sound at all. It's very uneasy, and it makes me think when I was, you know, talking about being 16-year-old and contemplating the army. Well, I signed up for it, didn't I? And I think I definitely did make the right decision, because I just can't imagine what it must be like going into battle. I just really can't imagine. I said this walk is all about the destination rather than the journey. I'm getting very close now. I'm building it up, aren't I? I hope you're not disappointed. Remember the first time I came from this direction, and this is definitely the best direction from Teesdale, from County Durham. And yeah, it really, you know, gave me a sort of euphoria getting to this spot, which I'm literally only, I don't know, 200 or 300 meters from now. So brace yourselves. I'm a bit disappointed because the weather's not playing game. It's if I would had that blue sky before, you'd have been well impressed. It's bloody binging at the minute. Ah, typical. I have to say, This channel is called Dave's Great Escapes because that's what it's all about, escaping. But I do feel kind of uneasy. This place normally fills me full of euphoria, and it's fantastic, it really is. But the sound of gunfire, mortar, constantly going off, when you know there's conflict in the world at the moment and it's pretty grave, it just makes you feel really uneasy. If you can hear that, it's really quite scary. Told you it'd be worth it, didn't it? It's pretty spectacular, even when it's overcast like this. I'm just hunting about now for somewhere to camp, somewhere level. The thing about being on a ridge is the wind, and it's coming, you can feel it pretty bad coming from the west. So it's coming from across there, and it's making it feel a lot colder than it is. As soon as I get out of it, it's remarkably warmer. I think I found a spot here, possibly. So this is fairly level. I don't want a mole coming up in my bed during the night. It's not level, but it might be the best I can get. So we've got her up. We're not too close to the edge. There's a little bit of a hill there which will stop the wind a little bit. It is windy, but I would say no more than 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it's not bad. Pretty solid, I have to say it. That feels pretty solid. The wind is coming kind of side on, but like I say, I've got this hill here, so it should shelter us a little bit, and it's not supposed to get above sort of early 20s mile per hour, so hopefully we'll be okay. So I'm just getting my bearings here. I've got the tent up, the bed and all out, floofed up me down sleeping bag to keep it warm, get it warm for tonight, because it's going to be a cold one. I can feel it now. It's cold. So yeah, I'll give you a little tour around of where I'm at. So there we are, in hopefully a little sheltered spot. We've got the hills above us there. You can see the mist is coming in. I hope it doesn't spoil it. I hope I do get a bit of a sunset. We have High Cup Neck here, which is this whole glacial valley, and there's water down below us, marsh, but essentially a water source, so I'll be getting my water there later to have a cuppa. If we just come this way, you'll see the view I've got. Even in these moody skies, it's still pretty spectacular. Like I say, I've been here 3 or 4 times before, and it never fails to impress me. I just love it. The windsill, that's our band of rock going across there. The windsill stretches right across to the west there, both sides. And actually, I'm quite liking the moodiness of the sky now. It's pretty atmospheric. So I've managed to get a fair amount of water out of this little puddle here. It's not, it actually is flowing. I can see it's flowing there. So it is flowing water, it's very peaty. And it's not filthy, it's alright. So we'll filter that. You'll have to forgive me for not doing much camera work because my fingers are absolutely dropping off. I don't know, I've been out in colder temperatures, but it is freezing. Can't keep my eyes off that sky, it's just so moody. It's beautiful. Thank God for water filters. I mean, you can boil the water and it probably would be fine, to be honest with you, but there is sheep. I mean, there's no sheep today, but I know that there is sheep on these on this fell. The last thing you want is to be ill. I don't know if you can see the floaters in there. Very peaty actually, it's just little black specks all over. But it's coming out the other end. Nice, pristine, clean water. So I've got a choice here what to have. I've got my cappuccino decaf, which I have in the evenings, decaf, so it doesn't keep us awake, that's the idea anyway. And a regular cappuccino, which is for breakfast. Also got one of these, which is just a nice black coffee. But for now, I'm going to have chaga tea bags. Bet you didn't think you could get those. But chaga, as you know, is a kind of fungus, grows on silver birch in very sort of Arctic countries like Siberia. And that comes from Russia there, so that's where I get those tea bags from. So it's brilliant. They're really nice. They're really good for you, and I like them just with the herbs, without any sugar or milk. Well, the good news is the military have had a tea break or something, I don't know, it's gone quiet, so that's good. Bad news is I can't feel my fingers, I can't feel them. I really can't, so it's definitely cuppa time now. Cuppa time. Doom, 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 doom. So I've got the kettle on there, thank God. That, you might think, why aren't I using it? Tell you why, it's bloody shite. Got it off eBay or Amazon I think, for $5.99, and it's supposed to make it, you know, a better surface, a better wider surface, so your kettle doesn't fall over when you're cooking. It is utter crap. I've just tried it here and it does not work at all. Rubbish. Don't buy them. So when the kettle's boiled, I will be having some lovely plain crisps and a nice sausage roll, just as my starter for my meal. Yes, ready for it. So the sun's come out and it is absolutely bloody gorgeous, stunning. And of course it sets in the west, so we will get a lovely sunset by the look of it, if that cloud just keeps disappearing as it is. So I think now that the kettle's boiled, tea made, I think I'll go and enjoy the view, sitting on this ledge, just taking it all in. Thankfully the wind's died down as well, so I think it's all come together. Very nice. Well, the sky's blue again. Oh, I've got my lovely hot cup of chaga, and honestly, just look at this view. does it get better than that? This is why we do it, you know. We'll get out, we'll get fresh air. I'm sitting on the ground here, earthing. Good for you. No, but seriously, you know, away from the numbers, away from the tech, away from the wireless, high Wi-Fi, shite, bloody smartphones and everything. Away from people, away from noise, fear-mongering, hype, whatever. All the crap that's going on in the world. And all I can hear now that the army have stopped their manoeuvres, all I can hear now is the distant sound of water. It's pretty gorgeous, actually. So the first time we came, me and my wife, we parked up about just where you can see the water down there, just above it, that sort of flat area. We parked up there and pitched up, I should say, pitched our tent, and we hadn't realised that all around here there was a herd of about 14, I think it was, 14, 15 black wild ponies. And they were in the dark running around, and we were thinking, oh my god, how they're not going to run off the ledge there. Don't know if this ever happens, hope not, but we just couldn't understand how they're running around in the dark. But even worse, it dawned on us that we were in a little tent close to the ground, and there's like 14 horses running around in the dark. They're not going to be able to see us. What happens if they just stampede over the top of us? We're going to be trampled to death during the night. It was like, oh my god. Yeah, I remember that well. So there's no sign of those wild ponies now, so I don't know what's happened to them. I've no idea. Like I say, it's about 5 years since I was here. I can't remember. I think they were here last time, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I kind of miss them. I kind of want to see them in one sense, but at the same time I'm quite happy that I'm not going to get trampled on, because it was a worry, I must admit. Definitely was. Ah, it's just beautiful. I kind of don't want to go in the tent yet because it's still a bit light, and it's just gorgeous. One last look, One last look. It really is a feast for the eyes, isn't it? And it's so peaceful. Right, enough of that. Time to get the kettle on again and get dinner. Can't get my words out. Get dinner going. I think it's the cold as my lips are getting a bit chapped. It's freezing. Dinner time. I'll give that a stir. Oh yeah, you've got to make sure it gets right down to the bottom. So I've sealed that back up again, keep the heat in, and I've put it on a glove just to insulate it from the ground a bit. And apparently it takes about, I don't know, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Couldn't read the tiny writing. Nothing to do with my eyes, of course, it's just that it's tiny writing. It's not that I'm getting old, nothing like that. No. It's tiny writing, alright? So, yeah, 8 to 10 minutes, I think, something like that. And then we'll have dinner ready. You can't beat a good cuppa, can you? Especially when it's freezing cold, pitch black. But you know something? It's just bloody gorgeous. Stars are starting to come out. And actually, there's a sort of a damp dew in the air. Which isn't great, but I don't know, there's something just beautiful about it. It's just, if you're Wildcamp, you'll know what I mean. It's special. So I'm going to enjoy this coffee now. And just taking the stars. And just the quiet and the solitude before I head to bed. I've got a Reacher book. Do you know Reacher? Yeah? Lee Child book, you know, on the Reacher series. It's on Autonomy, so I've got that to listen to. And hopefully nod off at some point and hopefully have a good night's sleep. So I will see you folks in the morning. Morning. Ooh, it's fresh. Slept well. Can't complain. Only up once for a pee about 3 o'clock in the morning. Really quiet night. The military did start about 10:30, and I thought, oh no, I'm in for a night of warfare. But it was short-lived. It only lasted about 10 minutes, so I don't know what they were doing. So thank God for that. And then, like I say, after 10:30, I was fine. I went back to sleep. Well, I guess I better get some breakfast on. Of course, everything's soaking with the condensation and the morning dew. Where's my lighter? Where's my lighter? Damn it, put it down somewhere. Get the bloody way. Oh. What? Most important job of the morning. Wow, even in the morning she looks gorgeous, especially with that mist just rolling up. It's not doing it so much now, but wild. Do you think it was a fire down there? It's just rolling over the lip of the what is it, a crevasse, a ledge. Anyway, the windsill there, it's rolling up there. Nearly there. First things first, coffee. It's quite funny because at home I'm an Earl Grey man. I like a nice mug of Earl Grey. But when I'm out camping, these little sachets of cappuccinos, you know, they're just perfect for your breakfast. So it's kind of my wild camping treat. Have a cappuccino for breakfast. Right, this you're probably thinking, what's that about? Chicken fajita and rice? No, I'll put a little video in to show you how I do it. So basically, I keep one of these foil pouches, rinse it out with boiling water, give it a good clean, and fill it full of porridge. Like I say, I'll show you that now. Hello, so I'm just looking to see what I'm going to have for breakfast on my little camping trip, and this is what I normally do. So you're probably thinking, hold on, chicken fajita with rice? No, this is something I've had earlier. When I got home, I washed it out, give it a good clean out with boiling water so it's really clean, and then what I've added is some ready break, some sunflower seeds, little bit of dried skim milk, and just because I fancy it, some cocoa. You don't have to, you put in what you want, put a spoonful of honey in if you want. But I'll put cocoa in, put it all into this bag, nice dry bag, it was all cleaned out and dry. Yeah. And then basically, that's my dog's barking there. You just fasten that up, and that is my breakfast ready to go. Just add boiling water, done. Oh God, the smell. You can put what you want in them if you want to flavour your porridge, but I'll put some cocoa powder in. So it's really like a chocolatey cocoa sort of smell wafting up when I put the boiling water in. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful porridge. In many respects, mornings are the best time of the day. But first thing in the morning when you're camping, it's certainly the coldest time of the day. And it's the worst bit about camping for me. I just don't like getting out of bed. So the sunrise caught me by surprise there. Didn't expect it to come over that ridge. Rather bloody gorgeous though. Right, that's me all packed up. The moulds have made more mess than I have. So we're all ready to go there and head back. So yeah, I really enjoyed that night. A lot of condensation this morning with the mist and it being really cold. But no complaints whatsoever. I'll give you one last look at this stunning landscape before we go. Doesn't get much better than that, does it? It really doesn't. Well, 6 miles back now, and we hope the van's okay when I get back. That's always a worry when you leave your car, your vehicle, whatever, somewhere. You just gotta hope for the best. It's insured. Stretch now, about 1.5 miles to go. I really enjoyed that. Really worth getting out and making the effort. Fantastic views, fantastic place, fresh air. Loved it. I hope you'll join us on the next one. If you enjoyed that, click subscribe, give me a like. It'll help the channel grow. And until the next time, you take care.